Night with Those Guys and Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by those guys.
So what's up, Herman?
I don't know. I'm just here working on a few things, doing this and doing that, but making it happen. Making it happen.
That was that arrow. That echo was my bad. I was just making sure. What's up, everyone out there? How are you?
We got a couple of people here in the chat tonight.
South Florida Drone, JC Flying, Wayne B, JSK, SJM Drones was here earlier. What's up, everyone? Yeah, and Angie.
And so don't forget Angie.
Yes, Angie. I can't forget her. There's SJM. He's back. What's up, everyone? How are you? And welcome to Wednesday Night with Those Guys.
That other guy was here.
Who?
JC Flying.
Oh, that other dude. You got to watch him.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a cool guy, though. He's a cool guy.
He's all right.
He's some old dude I heard down south that fly FPV now. What's up? You know we got love for you, JC. How's everyone out there? It's hump day, Herman.
Yeah, hump day, middle of the week. Not middle of the week.
Now, I want to test something.
You know, okay? Hold on a second. It just seems like this Wednesday just sneaks up as soon as Sunday comes. It's like Wednesday is right there. Like the days are just flying by. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on either. I really don't know what's going on. But I'm glad it's Wednesday because that means a few days I can chill. I mean, tomorrow morning I have to get up and go somewhere and be there early by 9, but that's not a problem. It's worth it. It'll be worth it. I'm doing some reconnaissance. All right, where you go?
I'm doing some reconnaissance. That's all I can say, sir. I mean, we're putting on the all black and everything, the ninja suit, the black mask, doing reconnaissance. Some reconnaissance, I should say. That's all.
Here's the deal. When you go down to the bookings, don't call me.
Should I play the disclaimer now? Huh?
Hey, call your moms, call whoever.
Don't call you, huh? It's nothing bad. It's nothing illegal. I'm just doing some serious reconnaissance on a project I'm working on. Jackson RC. What's up, Chris? 8 minutes, call me when you're up. JC said 8 minute, call me when you're up. I have to be to work by 9, Mike says. Well, in the morning, I have to be at this place between 8:30 and 9. My objective is to leave where I'm at now at 7, a quarter to 7, and I'm expected to get there about 8:30, 8:45. And all I'm doing is doing some reconnaissance. I'm surveying. I'm not surveying. That's a lie. No, I'm actually observing an area for a future project.
I got you.
Yeah, that's all. But other than that, it's and I have to do it tomorrow because tomorrow's one of those days that I actually have free for me. That I'm willing, since I'm up early, I'm gonna be on the train early. I'm gonna be there by lunchtime, noon. I should be back home.
Right. Got you.
But anyway, what's up with you? I see you got your pinky in the brain supercomputer in the back, charging up.
I was just doing some work on it before the stream, and it's still running something here, but I'm not.
You're doing a 24-hour test?
No, I'm not. I'm not using it yet. I was doing something on it, but my plan is to put them together.
Oh, okay. You want to bridge both computers. He said, I don't have that sound effect, man. I'm sorry. I'm looking down here. I need some new ones, though.
I got to fix something with the RGB.
Okay, I got you.
it don't perform well when the RGB ain't right.
All right, what's up, Northside? I saw Northside in here. Yes, how are you, Northside? Maybe I did. I did see a name slide by, but anyway, yeah, there he is. How's everyone doing? What's up, Northside? How are you? Northside, where are you? Because I saw it was somewhere. It was late here, and you were about to do a lunchtime stream. It was maybe about 9 or 10 p.m. here in New York City, and I saw Northside was doing a test or was about to do a lunchtime stream, and I'm like, where are you? Where are you? If you don't mind me asking.
If he tells you he's from the North Side, I'm gonna laugh.
If he's if he says he's from Canada. Because that's for somebody like I didn't know that until you told me. That's where most of the good YouTube channels are from, Canada.
Well, there's a lot of guys up in Canada that's on YouTube.
Yeah, but a lot of the
not only in the drone
Hey,
space.
Steve Knowles, how are you?
And other.
He's in Australia. Okay, so it's morning time now because Rob, feet on the ground, is in Australia, and he's usually waking up about our second hour. He's in Melbourne. Okay. Rob,
is that on the north side?
Is that the north side?
I don't know.
Of Australia? No, Rob's feet on the ground. He is in Elizabeth South Australia. If that sounds like anything to you, north side, where you are, Elizabeth South Australia. That's where he is. So I don't know where they are in comparison, but thanks for checking us out. It's Sunday. It's actually Thursday morning there in Australia. So good morning to you there, you guys in Australia. A late night. What's up to everybody? And a late night in the UK, and here on the East Coast, it's 5:06 p.m. around dinner time, and for you on the West Coast of the United States, it's early afternoon.
Right? You're still at work.
Yeah, you're still at work.
Stuck in traffic on the way home. But
Elizabeth is about 1,800 kilometers.
Hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming through. Definitely, you and everybody else here.
Yeah, Angie and everybody else. Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
Steve Knowles is here. Man. We have a few people here. It's still early. If you guys know the format, we kind of dilly-dally. Click that like button so you don't have to do it later on. We kind of kill a little time, let a few more people come in. Huh?
Who's dilly-dallying? We got a few things to talk about tonight. A lot of these things that we talk about really are conversations that are, Lawrence and I have about stuff that we saw in the news and different articles and different publications. It's funny. I was saying this to someone else that a lot of times you see we all know Drone XL, right? A lot of times some of the stories that are covered there, you might see something else about that same specific company or that specific subject.
Right.
In the New York Times or something like that, or in Aviation Magazine. And these things pop up all over the place.
It's funny you say that, Herman, because someone had hit me up one time. They was like, yo, I saw this drone story on the news. And they pulled up the news article, and it was something we had did on Zipline. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say, oh, we did that, years ago. I was like, yo, that's very interesting. I thought it was cool because they know I'm into drones. This story just now trickled down to the local news. But we had done the story on Zipline a long time ago and how they were entering the United States. Zipline has been here for about a year already, But when they brought it to my attention, I had to show support by letting them know, thank you very much for bringing this article up to me. And I find it very interesting. Drone worship was good, man. How are you?
Drone worship was good, man.
Drone worship has Dan.
You know, I've known you for a few years now, so I feel I can say this to you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but and I'm happy that you're in a relationship, but you were more fun when you were single.
Uh-oh, here we go.
That's all. I'm just messing, man. What's up, Dan? How are you, man? Hope all is well. Good to see you hanging in there. Getting back to what I was talking about. Huh? Go ahead.
He's actually a nice guy the way he is. You know, leave him alone.
He was
He's
a
doing
nice
his
guy the
thing.
way he was too.
No, I know, but he's doing his thing. He's, you know, the family guy now, and he's just doing his thing. Leave him alone.
Yeah, seeing the Family Guy. You know the theme song to the Family Guy, right?
Oh, here we go.
All
Not
right.
that family
Okay.
guy.
Oh boy, is challenge accepted. It's Dan, there's nothing wrong with being domesticated. We all
Oh,
search
here
to be,
we go.
we all search to be domesticated and
Now you're
happy in
comparing
life.
them and shitting on
What do you mean? Here we go. I'm complimenting the dude. Russell Gerlo.
He combs his own hair.
Yeah.
Doesn't use newspaper.
So do most married men.
What do you mean domesticated?
Well, I mean, never mind. Back to drone news. You know I'm just fucking with you, right, Dan? See, hey Hal, what's good, man?
Wow. Change the subject. Hey Hal, what's good?
Hal goes, I can't repeat what Hal put. But welcome to the live stream. What's up? Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. We got something I wanted to talk about real quick. GoPro. What? Everyone knows GoPro's coming out with an 11, right? Well, did you know, or you might have seen from links out there, what hair? We're all three bald dudes. Yeah, you're right about that shit. You're right about that. But we all knew that GoPro's coming out with a Hero 11, but there's been leaks now that they may be coming out with two versions of the Hero 11. Okay, they claim there aren't any details about it, but there's one called the Hero 11 Mini.
Really?
And it's reported there aren't any details, but they claim that it should have the same sensor as the Hero 11, and they're hoping that it'll be able to shoot pictures in up to 27 megapixel and to take a 24.7 megapixel picture off of a video. And they're hoping that it also can shoot video at 5.3 at 5.3 K using 4K at 120 or 60 frames a second. But I was trying to pull up a picture of it, but because they don't allow you to download pictures anymore, I have to go like this here and share here and do it this way. But this is the form factor. It looks similar to the Hero Session, right?
A little bit more
similar like to the Hero Session, except the Hero Session had a sensor in the middle of it, and it took up the whole.
Did it?
I like this form factor. I do. I have not brought any Heroes in a while, but this Hero 11, if this is true and they plan on coming out with it soon, I wouldn't mind reviewing one or playing around with one, because I always loved the Hero Session. The reason there are no more Hero Sessions is because the guys at Drone Racing League, they've brought all of the sessions from GoPro that they had in stock for the Drone Racing League. But this thing shoots 4K at 120 frames. I'd be happy. That would be great for slow-mo.
Wouldn't it?
He was doing his dishes long before the girlfriend, Night Train says.
See?
Yeah.
Domesticated.
Okay. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have said domesticated. But getting back to this story, GoPro's coming out with a Hero 11, standard size, and hey, okay, JC, thanks for listening, bro. We appreciate it. And I like this mini form factor of it. I really do. They made an incredible, the Hero Session series that they made was nice, and people loved them. I loved them. They could shoot 4K, everything, and they were durable. They could take a hit, and all you do is exchange the lens if the glass breaks on front. You know, and that's a big selling point when it comes to GoPro. When it comes to GoPro, oh, duh. Sorry about that. I just got a text. I comb my own hair, then I put it back in the cupboard. SJM, that's a little personal, bro.
Wow. What they call those now? Man unit?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's
but
what I heard women calling it.
They haven't had a Hero, a session style Hero since they stopped making the Hero 5. So,
okay.
and because Drone Racing League brought up all of the sessions and have everything in stock, and I think they even control a patent on them. You're not seeing any of the Hero session styles. And FPV pilots, I know a lot of people that use those sessions.
So he said now it's going to be a little box like this, but not a glass box like the DJI one was.
Right, exactly. So all I know is it should be interesting to see it come out.
Sounds good. But you know, there's a lot of stuff I said we had a few things to talk about.
Yeah, what's up, Corey? I mean,
you know, Autel's around. SIRAS is around.
Yeah, Lucid. Yeah. There are a few things that
Lucid's Lucid's splashing around out there, doing the thing. So we got a few things.
Would you use something like this, Herman? Right here?
What? That?
If this camera fit in, if you needed to stick a GoPro somewhere, as opposed to using a big camera, I could see with the attachment on the bottom, you could put it on a table mount somewhere. As opposed to using your bigger camera. I mean, seriously,
if you had to stick a camera somewhere.
I didn't mean it like that. Oh, here's a spot, opportune spot to stick a camera. No, I didn't mean it literally like that, though.
No, I mean, there's always a use case for something. I mean, you'd always find a reason to use something like that. If
you stick something like this to the bumper of your car or something.
Right, you can put stuff like that on all over the car and just drive.
That's true.
I mean, here in the city, the cops might stop you.
Hey, Rob C.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, with all those cameras, right? And I did not. Hey, Jim's droning, and I did not know this also.
I'm like, because you stopped me.
Yeah, exactly. Did you know there are some parts of Coney Island you cannot go into? Now, this is what was questioned. I was hanging out with James Earl. We went to Coney Island to fly. And he had his camera out with his telephoto lens.
Right.
And the guy, security. Now, I walked in with the Insta-R 360 on a 6-foot stick. And I walked in like this with it up in the air like this. He came in. Nobody said anything. They looked at me. I kept going like that, getting the footage, right, with the 360 camera. He walks in with his camera, and he's like taking a shot. Security almost tripped running over to him. I tell him, sir, you cannot take pictures with that camera in here. And he says, you mean to tell me all these people are in here with their cell phones out? He says, it's private property. And one of the laws is you cannot have that type of camera. And he goes, so isn't that a type of discrimination? He goes, look, it's private property. They say you cannot use the camera here.
That's all I told. He says the guy there has his camera out taking a
Well,
picture of his girl with his cell phone. You can use cell phone cameras, you can use Insta 360 cameras, but you can't pull out huh?
hold on a second. You said it's private property?
That part of Coney Island was
Where?
private property. Um, they have it's in the middle. It's to the right of the Ferris wheel because you know all of the lots are separate. The lot where the Thunderbolt is, the white roller coaster where they sit on the horses, that particular section of Coney Island is an independent park, as are all of them connected together. In there, they say you cannot go inside with the camera. What's up, Stevie? You cannot go in there with the camera with a telephoto lens, but you can go in with a 360 camera.
Hold
You
on a
could use a
second.
telephone.
In one of the amusement parks itself?
In the section we were just walking through, going back to the car.
Because that, what he told you is a lie. If it's an amusement park, it's public space.
Well, he said it's private property and
Understood.
you cannot take photos with that camera.
You can have a private business, yes. But if you have a business open to the
To the
public,
public, and the public is
in
walking
a
through.
public space, it is a public space, and he is
Oh,
not,
what
he is
James,
wrong. He is wrong in what he was saying to you.
what James said to him, he says, each one of these phones have a camera that may be better than what or close to this camera here.
That has
I
nothing to
had
do
the
with it.
I had the Insta 360.
That has nothing to do with it. The fact that
Listen.
it is protected under the Constitution that you can take photo and video in the public, because there is no such thing as presumed privacy
Once you're out in
the public.
I get that. I get it. I get it. But dude almost tripped coming over, running over to tell him he couldn't use, he couldn't take pictures with that camera. That is some bullshit. In Coney Island, in that section where the Thunderbolt ride is, because those rides are in that section.
What difference does it make?
But you know what's stupid?
It's still
because
open to the public.
We've walked across the street and nobody said nothing.
It's still open to the public. You're allowed to walk in off the street without any permission.
Yep, and they're not charging you a fee. Or right.
It's still.
Dude, I thought it was stupid considering I walked in like this with my hands up with the selfie stick in the air, 6-foot selfie stick, walking into the park, you know, getting a 360 of the park rides and the people and everything around. And he's like this. The ride was about to take off. And he's like this. He said, "Sir, you cannot take pictures with that camera." And that's when the whole conversation started. What happened? The Pinky and the Brain went to sleep?
No, I had to do something.
Oh, okay. Oh, Matt Bagwell, how are you? Hope all is well. Welcome to Wednesday nights with those guys. But anyway, I thought he was full of shit too, but I just couldn't say anything about it.
Oh well, Lawrence, you have that video from Horizon.
Yes, I do. I have it queued up and everything.
Well, you know it's crazy. Horizon, right? That aircraft, that that eVTOL aircraft.
Yes.
Well, that whole kit and caboodle has been sold by Astro Aerospace. You know, after its acquisition in June of last year, the deal saw that the transformation of Horizon over to a group of Astro shareholders. So they took control over it, and it's crazy because what's his name here? In a move that the CEO, was it Brandon Robinson?
Yeah.
He says that now will allow the Horizon aircraft to accelerate the development their eVTOL, you know, because now they'll be able to get more flexible funding, you know, so that they can actually, you know, push this, you know, the production of it, you know, because they're looking forward to 24 months of extensive development of this, what is it called? The Covert X5?
Yes, the Caveret.
Yeah, the
Calvert.
Calvert.
Cavorite.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
Caveret.
nice little, eVTOL, and you see how the.
It reminds me of the Lilium jet with the smaller. I'm going to pull it back up.
How the wings and everything open up. And
yeah, I'm going to pull it back up because if you show too much at one time, you start getting these copyright. YouTube is hitting me with stuff saying you've showed 90% of their video, you've showed 100% of their video.
Yeah, see, it opens up to those motors.
Yeah, all of them are in the wings here. The lift motors are in the wings, like they're using smaller motors like the Lilium jet. And then forward propulsion is the pushing prop in the back.
Right.
But I put video in the chat so you guys could check it out with sound. I mean, they use a robotic voice, I guess. It's cheaper than paying someone. But I like the way it's designed, and it looks like it moves.
Yeah, well, you know, they are working towards their complete certification like everyone else with that. You know, that's just something that I saw out there. I just wanted to.
Well, it's if you notice, everyone was getting certification to take off and hover.
Then they just did that.
They transition, right? Then you have to get the transition to flight, and then you have to get the certificate to make a complete flight. Once you get that one, that's the final one, right?
I don't know. I don't have one of these things in progress with FAA. I'm going along with that.
Come on. What
the FAA says.
With that computer right there, you're not designing an eVTOL now? By now?
No. Not yet.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind. I will definitely keep that in mind.
Take over the world.
My fun factor has been called. Well, all I know is it every time I see an eVTOL get their certification for transitional flight from vertical takeoff to transition into flight, that's a plus.
Well, see, it's already flying now, so what else does it need to do?
Yeah.
You already know it can land.
Get some buyers.
First thing, it takes off and it lands. That's the first flight. That's what they do. They always do that. They test, take off, land, take off, land.
Yeah. Well, that's good luck to them. Oh, and credit for the video goes to Flying Car News. Okay, I did where this video link is on Flying Car News. I believe we should give them a shout out at least.
Thanks to Flying Car News on that
making it available.
Yes, thank you. Gotta thank the people you get things from.
Right. That makes sense.
Know, especially when you regurgitate the things that they say. So I always say, like I always mention, like some of the articles that I check out on these things, and that I saw that on YouTube, and I saw it in the story with AUVSI and a couple other articles with them, because for some reason some of these eVTOLs are more popular than others. They get more play in certain magazines than others.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't even know why. But that's neither here nor there.
This is true. But welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Hey Susan Lee, how are you? Welcome to the stream. I was just about to do a little drop in a shot here
Well, what?
to our sponsors. We have to pay to homage to our sponsors. You know,
I thought we were still talking about the X5 joint.
well, we were, but we
not
can
the
still
BMW, but the.
we can still pay homage.
But I thought that came up after the story was finished.
Oh well,
You know what it is? You just want to drink.
yeah, I just got my shit.
So for those of you out there that's got your glass in hand and you want to have a shot with Lawrence, and okay,
I'll jump on the grenade for this one.
And I just like to let everyone know from us, about our sponsor, because our sponsor seems to be complaining about its airtime. So we give a well, let's give a note to our sponsor, because
Anyway.
without the sponsor, none of this would be possible.
This is true.
Well, Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those guys. Salute.
Whoever they are.
That's out of the way. Salute everyone. We want to let you guys know.
So you were saying now, Lawrence?
I just wanted to let everyone know we appreciate everyone coming back.
I thought you had something else to talk about.
Oh, not really.
Well, I thought we were still talking about the
Calvaret.
Yeah, never mind. They sold it. No, but seriously,
it flies.
No, but seriously, the reason why I think they sold it, and it's like with the shareholders
but that's what you do.
Deal. No, but what I'm saying is there's a deal with this.
TJ.
That they're actually going to be able to get more money to be able to develop this thing.
Well, see, this is what you do. You come up with a good idea.
They're still going to be running it and doing everything, but they got money. They're getting money in the deal.
This is true. They are getting paid for it. I think it's a good idea. You develop something, it works. You can keep it and reinvest in it, or you can sell it to someone for a good profit. I'm sure they made a profit on it if when they sold it.
But they're selling it, but they're developing it under their money.
Right.
It's like I sell you my company because you got more money, but I'm still running the joint.
Yeah. Like you buy out Sylvia's restaurant in Harlem and leave the staff there that's been working there for centuries. I get it. I do get it. I'm just playing, man. Come on. Hey.
Not quite the same.
I know it's not. I'm just
but anyway, you remember we were talking before about Autel. Yeah, Autel when the FCC database, and they had 6 new drones or whatever. Well, Lawrence, believe it or not,
it's true. It's true.
Well, Autel. Yeah, six new drones. Believe it or not.
That's a good. That means they're making money. That's good.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, I guess.
I mean, you have a drone that shoots video. Hold on. You have a drone that shoots video like this, and always liked the color science to Autel's videos, but they're drones.
Well, Lawrence, what I'll say is that Autel Robotics, they announced, a range of new drones, a whole range of new drones and accessories. And they did this at the electronics trade show, IFA 22.
Yeah.
This happened a couple of days ago, where they announced the new Autel Evo 2 V3 series.
Mm-hmm.
A live what is it? A deck video streaming?
Live Deck 2. A
Yeah.
new live deck streaming and
Accessory,
conversion. So you can actually stream from any. Yeah.
two smart controllers.
Yes, that work with everything.
And a S3 SE model that supposedly they're going to work with the newer lines of these drones.
Mm-hmm.
So they got two new smart
Can I pause
controllers.
right there real quick before you go on? I just want to point out, DJI, if you're listening, they're coming out with 6 new drones. Autel's coming out with 6 new drones. And they're coming out, Autel's coming out with 2 smart controllers. And both of these smart controllers work with every one of the drones that they're coming out with. That's all. I'm done. So from my mouth to DJI's ears. I'm sitting on a paperweight here, waiting for firmware.
Well,
it's a good idea.
Well, I mean, like, well,
What's wrong? Get it out. Get it out, man.
I was just saying, DJI will do what DJI will do. And, we all sit around and we look at this and we look at it like it's a duel, like a touche, and I got one up on you and this one that, and it wouldn't actually seem that way if you look at how they do it.
Max Air, right?
But I'm just curious because we mentioned the other day talking about the Mavic 3 Classic and then other things, and DJI just seems to find a way to just spoil your soup, throw rotten potatoes in your pot, or DJI, what DJI is the master of doing?
What?
DJI will open this is what DJI will do. DJI will open up a restaurant across the street from your restaurant, right? And on the peak hour, when your restaurant is full, they'll walk in there with like 6 dogs on a leash and tell you they got your delivery in front of all your customers.
You're right. You're right. Hey, 107, DJI will ruin a wet
and when you 6 new drones, we talked about this before with Autel, with all of these drones that they were coming out with. Because they actually did make some improvements, they did make some improvements. From what I'm understanding here, they have higher resolution imagery. The disbursement of heat is better, is more improved on this drone. They got a few things coming out. The thermal is supposed to be better. On the newer camera. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I you know what? I'm noticing that Autel is seeing what's out there. For some reason, night video and night photography has turned into the wave, at least here in New York. And I'm noticing they are focusing on drones that have better low light capabilities.
Well, yeah, they're working on that, and that's what was one of the things that I noticed that they were mentioning they're focusing on. One of the more things that they've enhanced with with this new line. But my problem with it is that it's 6 drones.
Hey, Tammy. Right.
You didn't yell that loud when Maxine came in.
Oh, sorry. Sorry for yelling. I
Hey,
forget.
Tammy Jean, what's
God,
up, Maxine?
I got a new sound set up here, so everything is like extra.
107 Drones, what's good, man?
Everything is extra. Wait a minute, that's strange.
What? What do you
Oh,
mean?
okay. No, I did not see voice. I did not see voice meter
No.
on the tray down below.
Oh, okay. No, well, what I was saying about this 6 new drones that Autel is going to be revealing,
Yes.
I just find that it's a redundancy. I think. I mean, maybe I could be wrong. I mean, who am I? I mean, it's not my stuff. It's not my product. But I just think that it's a lot to focus on production wise. Stretching across the board when
Yeah.
you cover a lot of these things in lesser drones. I don't think the consumer needs so many drones, and a lot of them are enterprise standard drones. But I think that even with the enterprise ones, that a lot of them are, the same.
Yeah, but when you're putting out, like I said, I'm showing a video now while we talk about this topic, but when you put out color science like this from the X-Star Premium, which was a 1-inch sensor, which was supposed to be a competitor to the Phantom 4 Pro, I've always liked Autel's color science.
What's funny you say that? There's a lot of people who would disagree with you, but
Yeah, I know. I know that. But this is me personally. I always thought that if they could have took the X-Star Premium's camera and put it onto the Phantom 4 Pro, sky's the limit.
we be talking about Autel Robotics the way we talk about DJI.
Yeah, right? Could you imagine? But I listen, I'm happy for Autel that
That's what would have happened.
they're putting out 6 drones, dude. That takes some balls and some
We
money.
didn't talk about DJI. That's what would have happened. That's what he's saying.
But don't you think so?
No. I mean, I happen to like the DJI cameras a little bit better.
Hey Tony, what's good?
They're supposed to be coming out with. Listen to this, and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The Evo 2 Pro V3.
Yeah.
The Evo 2 Pro RTK V3. You're starting to see the redundancy.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't until the next one comes out and the next one. So now we got the Evo 2 Dual 640T RTK V3.
Yep.
And the Evo 2 Pro
Yeah.
640T V3. So now we got 2 drones in there that are overlapping. One has something that the other one doesn't, but this one, yeah, you know what I mean? That's how they get to the car dealership too.
Hey Scott, what's up, man?
Now, here we got now. What we up to? The Evo 2 Pro Enterprise V3. I don't know what camera comes on that one. That's probably what the one of the one inch sensor, because you don't need a great camera with that. So the other ones is
right.
Who the hell knows? I mean, I don't have all of the information in front of me on it, but now we have here we go. Now watch this one. The Evo 2. If you're confused, you get a pen and paper and write it down.
Yeah, because
it's crazy.
Actually, I'm going to copy and paste the different models down.
The Evo 2 Dual 640T Enterprise V3. Now, I'm damn sure that the other Dual with the same 640 camera with the RTK could have covered all of this shit.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. It's sad, but you know what? They're smart because all of these drones have the same form factor.
Right.
You just take this part out, put that part in. So
Mhm.
are they really selling you 6 drones, or are they giving you 2 drones with 3 different
Yeah, but
options?
it's a lot of something different in each one of them
I
that
know.
you have to
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with. I
Yeah.
think they should
You
concentrate
have
on
one with
selling maybe
RTK, you
one
have
or
one
two
without.
drones. I think they need to concentrate on selling 1 or 2 drones first,
Yeah.
then trying to juggle 40 of them, like, and that's just in one drone space. That's not saying, what's that, the nanos and
The nano.
and the
Hey,
and
Copper
the
State.
and the lights and the other joint that they got, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Hey,
that's
Copper
not
State, what's
including,
going
right,
on,
that's
man?
not including the Nano Plus, the Nano Plus Lite. You see a pattern here?
What? The nanos and
The Nano Plus, the Nano
uh,
Plus Lite. There's
oh,
3 different drones with 3 different features, but all have the same body design.
right. I mean, I get it what they're doing. I mean,
Well, apparently it's working because they're about to come out with these 6 new drones.
Mercedes and
Um,
all of them do the same shit, flood the market with a bunch of different cars. And
and it's all the same car. Johnny Drone Flyer, what's
Toyota is
good, man?
famous for that. Change the 2, 3, put a sensor on something like that and call it a Lexus, and this is the damn Camry.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's done all the time, but
If
hey,
you guys
I
want to
just
see
don't.
this video,
But
it's in eight. It
this
goes.
is interesting because this is what they've done, and like I said, this this was over in Germany that this show took place. This
Okay.
yeah, that's
Well, I
why
just
most
want to
people are
point
not
out the
really
video
familiar with the
footage
show.
that I was showing from Autel. This
Mhm.
link here, if you can show 8K. This video goes as high as 8K. So if you want to see it in true 4K, they have true 4K as well.
Who?
This video that I posted,
Hotel?
this Autel
Oh,
video that I
Hotel,
was showing.
Hotel got some stuff going on. They got some great ideas, but they're still in the situation with the cart and the horse thing, which one comes first.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
let's sell some drones first, and
I agree, but this particular
want
video I posted in the
some
chat,
of these
guys.
units.
So and don't do like some people out there. I have a 4K TV, so if I put it in 8K, maybe I could see it. No, you can't see
Half of
8K.
it.
No, you can't see half of 8K. You're only going to
Sure
see
you
4K.
can. Sure you can. It'll show it.
Hey, Bill, yes, it will show it, but your TV, your monitor is only going to show what it can max out at.
Right.
But it's a great video. If you've never watched a video in 8K and you want to see what 8K looks like in comparison to 4K, there you go. I'll look for the footage on you. Oh, okay. There.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
I brought Niagara. Who brought beer?
Who? What
Bill.
happened?
Bill. He said I brought some Niagara. Who brought the beer? I don't know. That's some hippie
Niagara.
stuff I know nothing about.
What's Niagara?
I don't know. Half of 8 is 4. Yes, Rob, but if you're looking at it in 8K, never mind. No, you guys get what I'm saying.
You can see half the image.
Yeah, you can see half of the quality.
Everybody will be half and half the.
Well, if you have an 8K screen and you want to watch this video in 8K, that video link that I posted there, I would like to see something in 8K or 12K to see the difference.
Really?
Yeah,
Not going to be any different.
I know. Except you can count more blades of grass. Jim's droning says you just have to watch it twice.
on the 4K. That's funny.
The reason why you would want something like that is for your crop factors and the fact of being big, larger print and stuff like that. That's why you would go with such higher.
You're 100% right, Herman, because that's one of the main reasons with my Air 2S I shoot in 5K. That's why I shoot in 5K so I can crop.
No, but have you ever seen this? Sometimes you go into the store and you look at the televisions and you look at all of these televisions and you look at some of the larger ones, you're like, well, that smaller television has a better picture. You understand? It's for that reason.
Right.
And then you start saying to yourself, well, damn, the ones on the back on the wall, those look like it's real, like the food, the candy on it. You could just taste the sugar on it if you lick the screen. That's because those televisions are designed, or the way they set them up is those televisions are showing pictures in its highest performance.
Right, and then it's in vivid mode and all these other enhanced.
Well, right, but it's done to show that television
at its best,
in its highest performance.
Yes.
They're not going to show where it underperforms, a video where it underperforms.
True. That is true. Very, very true.
That's what I told you when I bought the television. When I went up to Samsung and I saw the television at Samsung, I asked the guy, I was like, yo, how I make my television look like that? And he was like, okay, here's what you do. You take this, you hit this, you hit that, you put this on here, you turn that on. I was like, no problem.
Smart move, definitely.
You just bring it home and you plug it in and turn it on and be like, oh, well, you know damn well that picture ain't much better than the last shit you threw out in the street.
Yeah, pretty much.
Until you know how to fine tune it with their little settings and shit on it.
Okay, I just found out what Niagara is.
Who?
Niagara and beer are beer nuts.
Beer nuts.
Bill had sent me a picture of them. I'm trying to pull it up now.
Is it a brand name?
On screen. Hold on. Let me turn my screen that way.
Wow.
That's not going to work. Hold on. I'll just go to Facebook and pull it up. But
let me ask you this.
They're actually beer nuts.
Is it a brand?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's actually what they're called. I'm pulling it up right now.
I got you.
Give me a second. Here we go. Share. These would actually go good with beer. I thought he was talking right here. Narragansett. Hot and spicy cracker nuts. They're beer nuts. Basically.
Okay.
He was saying he got the Narragansett, who's got the beer? I got it now. But when he said it the first time, it sounded like a medication. You know? But that's what it sounded like before.
Okay. Interesting. We got the regular salty nuts. No sweat, salt.
I guess if you put video under a microscope, it doesn't end until you look at it with a microscope and be able to compare the real with the video. I guess that kind of makes sense, but to see the difference, to be able to see the difference between 4K and 8K, I don't think we could see it. Now, if you want to see the difference between 4K and 12K or 10K.
Sure you can. I'll take you down to the store and let you see it. The 8K television, they got the big ass screen. They don't have any of them in the smaller screens because you can't do that.
Starting at $5,000, right?
Trying to get all the damn pixels and the bulbs into that little ass screen. It can't be done.
Yes, 107. I can save my
Niagara. If you want a larger viewing picture.
Yeah, I got you. Well,
this can't be
I'd
done.
be interested to see.
It's just like, you ever see the 49-inch ultra wide monitors?
Mm-hmm.
to make them 4K, they would have to stretch it up higher.
Okay, that makes sense then. That makes a lot of sense.
And then that would be a massive box coming into the house.
Massive box. You could probably wrap something in that box for Christmas. Several things.
Like you're getting a small fridge.
Well, I'd like to, my son has a 85-inch screen, and I was like, wow.
And it's not 8K?
No, it's not 8K.
Now, you got the option of getting the 8K in that size screen.
Starting at 85. Wow, at 85 inches. Damn. So unless you got a movie room or something, so when you put it on the wall and have the seats backing up far enough so that it still looks like a decent sized screen. Okay.
They're nice. I mean, the 8Ks, they're nice. But I didn't.
So who in the chat has the Nevada? What happened?
I was gonna go with get the 85-inch, but I was like, it's too big. That would engulf the whole wall.
You'd be blind. You need a room like 30 by 50 for that damn thing to keep from going blind.
The people on the screen would be bigger than me, and I'm like, no, that don't make no damn sense.
And here's one. You know how they show like movies like The Wedding Singer or whatever, and you go to bed and she's looking all attractive and stuff, and then all of a sudden you wake up and it's just faces and it's just ugly faces. You imagine on an 85-inch?
That's the next thing I was going to tell you. With
you'd be like, yeesh.
You think that you can see things now, like you can see that one little hair in on the 8K. So if they don't pluck that one little hair, you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm using a 50-inch right here, and it's more than enough.
Okay.
I'm happy with it. I use it for my computer. I use it for color editing, 4K. It's more than enough for me. Now, would I like to have a 49-inch widescreen like you, double stacked?
No,
of course I would. Well, yeah, you're not double stacked yet, but you still have room to put the other 49-inch curved on top. Did I mention curved?
Well, it's not going to fit if it's not curved.
That's true. It wouldn't stay on the table. And plus, you'd have to go like this in your chair, Herman, to read at the other end. You'd have to be like this. No, in your chair. But with it curved, you just tilt your head.
You like watching tennis?
Could you imagine? How much content is 8K, let alone how many TV channels are even 4K? Corey Mano, herein lies the question that I try to tell people all the time, because they go out and they buy these 4K and these 5K, 6K TVs.
No,
but they don't have the cable box that produces it.
Yeah, but if you're looking at the way the television functions, they have pixels, just like your camera. Those bulbs are going to light up in there, regardless of whatever the hell it's a 4K or 8K, whatever not. As opposed to how many that you don't have in your 4K television.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
The richness of the picture will still be there because of all of the extra bulbs and shit that's in it.
Right.
You understand?
Right. See, Night Train says he has the HD box. A lot of people don't know that, Herman. The cable companies sell you on 4K, but they don't tell you need a 4K box.
Oh, I don't tell you.
Well, that's Spectrum here in New York. They do that all the time. They're like, "Oh, we give you."
No, you gotta. That's because you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't know
for certain things, you can't just be sitting there like this. We get cable. We get cable. You can't do that. Nah, right? You have to know. that's been the case with all electronic devices for like the last 20 or more years. If you
I
don't
was gonna
have the
say
knowledge,
30, but I was gonna say 30, but since you said 20, I'll go with
that's why I
that.
said 20 or more, because no, if you don't know, ain't nobody helping your ass.
That's true. Until the FCC mandates
sell
a
you
higher
whatever
level
they
of
wanna
HD
sell you.
broadcasters, HD broadcasters are not going to raise their current level. Draymond, you're 100% right. And this is why I'm like, well, why are they still selling? They're selling 8K TVs, 6K TVs.
I just told you why.
Yeah. There's a market
It's
for it.
just like there's no, okay, if you look at you can look at two 4K television, you be like, what's wrong with that TV? Nothing. It's just
Right.
not as good as that television.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True.
That's the
It's
same
like
thing
that.
when you got your 8K television. If you go down to Best Buy, the guy down there give well, maybe not him. You you gotta go to one of the people who like that sell that, well, I don't even sell, the guys that work for the companies can explain this to you better.
The vendors. The vendors.
Right, the television has more. Well, they all work on these either little bulbs or they have the other little shit they call them. I don't know. Now, some of them have a lot more than others.
Right. Per square inch.
And some of them just the color signs and that shit is just trash to begin with.
It took 10 years past
But
the 2021 deadline to get the broadcasters to HD, which was compromised, allowing 720 to be included.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's sad.
The thing is, if you notice,
That is sad.
on you before, when you go into places like Best Buy and other electronics places, you see all those 4K televisions in the boxes on the wall. Those are not the ones in the back on the wall. It look like candy when you look at the picture. Those are not the same ones. You're not going to get the same picture because they're just not designed as well. So when you start getting into your 8K televisions, no, there's no broadcast in 8K, but because it's a larger picture, because they don't make them in the little screens. If you ever know, you go into the store and you buy a 4K television, they only come up to a certain size. You can't. Well, they finally now started making them in 32, but at one point you couldn't get them.
You're right. You're right.
You could not.
You could get a 720.
You're muted.
Ow.
You couldn't get them because of the amount.
I'm muted?
Yeah, because of the amount of pixels that you needed. Just couldn't get into that little box.
I think it was on your end because you skipped. Your picture froze for a second.
I didn't touch anything.
I didn't either. That's what you were saying. I was muted.
Oh, but I didn't hear you.
It well, see, I blame 107 Drones because he put the word America in the chat, and whenever I see that word America, shit starts fucking up. Oh, hey, cheers. Hey, Paulie, what's good, man? Sorry, been busy cooking with the family. We appreciate you coming. Most TVs nowadays upscale the incoming signal to 4K. This is true, Draymond, and that is what you will get at 8K, not true 8K, but a Fox level. Well,
you're right, but you still have more bulbs in that big ass television that the picture quality doesn't lose. It goes back to like I said before, years ago, when you look at a smaller screen as to the bigger screen until they finally got this shit right, you say, well, damn, that smaller screen has a better picture.
Right.
They've learned how to fix that.
I'm listening. I'm just responding to JC.
He needs help. Don't even put that guy no mind, JC.
He just said he ate a whole rack of ribs. I said, damn, you said that like that rack of ribs was in trouble.
He ate a rack of ribs.
What did he say?
What, a chicken?
Yeah, he said I ate a whole slab of baby back ribs with the bloomin' onion from Outback. Damn. The whole onion too? Because I know this shit is big.
No, hold on.
Hey, good morning,
See,
Rob.
when they say the whole rack, I mean, I question that rack because
no,
I always thought a rack was like the whole side, you know.
I thought that as well. But depending on where you are, Dick says different. Depending on where you are.
Cool Vic.
What's up? What's up, Cool Vic? How are you, man?
Lawrence.
Akirasho, what's up?
Lawrence?
Yeah.
We're seeing it. It's starting to come up all over the damn place. It's popping up. I got an email.
I received one as well.
September 14th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your man over at what's his name there? Deals says that it's the action cam. What do you guys think? Is it the action cam?
Here. It's showing
DJI,
right here.
DJI claims to be looking for those who go beyond. Beyond where, I don't know.
That's when you have to question.
Like I said, your man Deals, he's been he's trying to trump your man Autel LV and all of that.
A slab is 14.
What happened?
A slab is 14 ribs.
14 ribs?
Yeah.
How many ribs on one side of the well, you said baby back, that's pork ribs, right? So
yeah.
How many ribs on one side of the pig? No, but what I was saying, this we got a email, right? What's going on? Supposedly, everybody's talking about the action cam now. They're going back to the old
form factor,
the old style of the cam. We got this picture here. And supposedly that's the camera right there with the big eyeglass in it.
Right here, and this is the camera with
the back screen on it.
This is the back screen and the front screen. Now, this is the old GoPro format. This was the original format that they should have stayed with. My only problem is this rounded lens, but that may be me personally. GoPro has a square one, so I guess round wouldn't make that much of a difference, but I'm glad they're back to this form factor.
Well, even with this new form factor, I don't know how durable it really is. We'll see as time will tell, but from what I'm understanding, they're claiming that there's some enhancements other than the fact that, you know, one of the things that I'm hearing is that this thing may be able to operate underwater up to 16 meters without the waterproof case.
Yeah. So tech is changing.
You know, wow.
Tech is definitely changing.
Larger battery lifetime. So I don't know.
And I think
it's supposed to support, as you see in the picture, it's leaked vertical shooting. Yes.
In fact, this is in the advertisement right here. I'm going to pull it back up real quick. I like how they did that because DJI is good for showing you shit and not showing you shit. This is the camera vertically. So you will be able to shoot vertically for those Instagram videos and stuff like that. Like, whereas if I want a vertical video because I don't have a vertical shooting camera, I have to do it in post editing. In the video editor, I have to basically, yes, I have to crop my picture to that size, etc., etc. And I think it's a good idea. I shoot vertical. That's what everyone's doing. A lot of people don't like turning their phone sideways. What's up, One Vision, Akirasho? How's everyone? I hope Autel comes out with competition for the Avata. Paulie, unfortunately, I don't see
I
Autel. They haven't leaked anything. Right now, I think they're staying in the camera drone game. Right now, they got their foot dug down in the sand like a sumo wrestler.
actually,
And
it
he's
looks
trying.
like they're more like want to be in the enterprise range. They got
Mm-hmm.
6 damn drones coming
Yeah.
out to do half of them do all of the same thing except nothing. If I even said that right, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
They all do something that one does, but none of them do all of it.
A U.S. company needs to reboot a 3DR type drone. Oh. Rob, feet on the ground. He's still and has always been an original 3DR solo drone nut, and he still flies his present day. He's saying a United States company needs to make a reboot of the
Of the
3DR
3DR
type drone,
solo.
a reboot of the 3DR type. You know what? That wouldn't be too bad. With today's technology, I'm sure somebody probably could.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the coolest looking drone. Well, we used to call it the lawnmower, the flying brick, the form factor of it. I've seen that drone withstand 37-mile-per-hour winds, and
You
the
know,
camera stays stable.
you know
Huh?
what's funny about that?
Hey, mostly drones. How are you from Denmark? I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream.
They wanted a drone, right, at the school for filming stuff in practice. And they ran out and they bought a 3DR solo. And when they saw me with the Phantom 4 Pro, I stopped seeing the 3DR solo come out.
The 3DR solo disappeared, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. I loved my 3DR solo. I used to fly that thing without
until it got shot down over the creek.
It wasn't shot down over the creek. Stop it. What happened was I was coming back home because battery was getting low. We were in Calvert Vaux Park. I was across the creek, Coney Island Creek in Kaiser Park, at Kaiser Park Beach. And I hit return to home, and someone was like, "Hey, you want a soda?" I was like, "Sure." And I was watching the drone, and you were there. We had a lot of NYC Fireborough drone meetup guys were there, and just saw one puff of smoke, another small one, and the drone said "ying ying ying" and flipped upside down and went splash about 12 to 15 feet away from this guy. And I saw the guy wade over to it in the water and pick it up and take it and carry it to the sand. And I was willing to give that drone up for loss. And how many people said, "Go get your drone"? Remember, Herman? They were like, "Look, go get your drone. If the GoPro footage survived, that would be a hell of a video." And they talked me into going, and you drove me over there. Hey, Michael Blades.
Now, doesn't my way sound better?
I guess.
He got shot down over the creek.
Stop. Mark, what's good, man? Michael Blades.
Said all of that to say
shot down over the creek, but it didn't get shot down over the creek, though.
It looked like it did.
Yeah, right. But 3DR solo stuck to their word.
Smoke, and he just. The pilot was still alive in there when we got to it.
Yeah, right. In fact, when Herman and I got to the drone, we were searching the beach, and we were like, did you see a drone fall from the sky? The guy goes down there.
Never ask anybody, did you see a drone?
If you see a drone, because everyone plays stupid. Me and Herman found this out.
You tell people, my drone went down in this area.
Okay.
So don't lie to me, because I know it came down in this area.
Yeah. Anyway, we went. The guy said down the beach. Further down the beach.
I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing.
I know, right? But you remember them two little kids, right? The guy took it out of the water, and what happened, ejected the warp core. The crystals are becoming unstable. Yo, it's funny because when we found the drone, the guy says, that dude over there took it out of the water. And he didn't think nothing of it. He took it out of the water and put it on the sand. So we asked these two little boys, yo, did you see a drone? They were like, like that. The guy, we go to the water, to the guy who they pointed us to, who said that the guy told us he took it out of the water. He said, it's over there next to the chair. The two little boys had covered it with a towel or something and were trying to cover it. And to show you how strange it is, this drone fell into salt water and the battery was still arcing. So it would have caught the towel on fire and everything if I didn't unplug the battery from it. You remember, Herman, right? It was still smoldering and but I wind up getting the camera back and the data was unrecoverable.
That would have been real nice with them going home and the car just catching.
Right? No, the car catch fire. Or the father asking him, what's that noise in the back, in the trunk? And looking back and see smoke. Oh, Jim's droning says there's a Avata ship today.
Okay.
All right, who out there has an Avata? Who out there has flown the Avata? And who out there plans on getting an Avata? I've seen nothing but good. I've seen nothing but good views.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few people lose them. They went down.
I did see someone in Philadelphia lose an Avata. I did. You're right about that.
Well, is it because guys are taking a lot of chances?
Listen, all I know is I'm seeing great video footage from it. I'm seeing flawless flying, whether it be with the stick or with the motion controller.
You know what, Lawrence? I flew the Phantom, right?
Yeah.
With goggles. And you would think that you would have a lot less crashing with goggles on because you actually feel like you're in the craft itself.
Nice, John.
And you wouldn't want to crash, would you?
You're right. You're right.
If you were in it, you wouldn't want to crash, would you?
Crashing and if you were in it, you would be.
That's my issue with the Microsoft, with the whole simulator thing.
The flight simulator.
Yeah, it's like if you crash, you taking out millions of people come with the buildings and stuff like that.
One of those aircraft, one of those 747s filled with fuel, etc. But I love the graphics to that flight simulator though. They've gotten better and better. Yeah, he did crash. Ken's LOL. Okay, yeah, someone did. So one guy had his Avata overheat and force land. See, there are things you have to take into account.
While he was flying and overheated and forced land?
That's what Copper State just said. One guy had his Avata overheat and forced land. That's correct. Here's the link for an Australian grenade launcher drones.
Here we go.
Australian grenade launcher drones.
Here we go.
Oh no.
He launching drones and hitting them with grenades. Look at this.
Oh no, it's an actual drone.
Grenade launching drone.
Yes.
The drone launches grenades. I got you.
Yeah. I'm watching the video now. I'm monitoring the video now, and I will actually let you know what's good with it.
Oh boy.
Okay. Hold on a second. Oh shit. It's a mortar style. Okay, I got it. I got it here. I'll pull it up so you guys can see it. It's actually a drone that you launch through a mortar style gun.
Okay.
This is the actual drone. It's a little T-shaped drone right here, right? And This is what it looked. This is the gun you launch it from. 40 millimeter grenade launcher. You launch it, and the drone is airborne. Interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting, Rob. Thank you there. Since we didn't have any one-shot videos, that kind of came in handy. If you guys want to see it in detail with audio, so you can use the 40 millimeter grenade launcher to launch the drone.
Okay. Well, that's why I came up with the other thing in the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
I was looking for some videos to see if I had any videos that we didn't see, you know.
There's a link.
Cool, you know, one-shot videos, because I'm still waiting to.
What day is September 14th? Because I got a lot of shit. Oh, next week, Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday. Okay, so a week from today, they're going to be launching this camera. Okay, well, DJI, and someone mentioned in an article I was reading somewhere, DJI is famous for coming out with a drone and releasing something shortly afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. DJI ready to launch a new product in mere days after releasing an FPV drone that can fly both indoors and outdoors. Now they're releasing an action camera. Because if they're not covering all ends of the market, I don't know what is. If you guys haven't clicked the like button, please click the like button. We would appreciate that.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be.
Yeah, just a little something.
You know, I'm getting harassed here about some things that I shouldn't be getting harassed about. So, not that.
What's that?
No, these people harassing me here.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's next week, Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Try to get people up even earlier.
Yeah. I'm like, what's up with that, man? People like to sleep.
Well, even with that, I mean, even if they weren't, I mean, let's look at it. You know, this is Eastern time. The launch is the launch is the launch.
Mm-hmm.
People get up on the West Coast for this, or someplace even
DSK asked the question of the year.
Who?
When is DJI going to make the RC compatible with my Air 2S? Question of the fucking year.
You know what? Hey, Ray Kelly, what's going on?
Ray Kelly was good, man.
That is a very good question. I mean, I can't answer it. I wish they would. I mean, I really wish they would. It just makes sense.
I know. I know.
Push the button, DJI. Stop being a punk.
Right. It's just coding. You add one line of code, Air 2S. That's all you got to do to add to the firmware, Herman. Add Air 2S to the firmware code. One line.
How you know that? It takes minutes for these firmwares to download. It can't be just a one little simple add Air 2S.
Yeah. I used to do programming. It's pretty much, if you get it to work for the Mavic 3, okay, the Mavic 3 has its own parameters, and then the Air 2S has its own parameters.
I personally think that DJI is, I don't want to be the one to say it, but I think that DJI is holding on to something to make an excuse for people to buy the RC Pro.
You know what? It's sad. I hope that's not the case.
No, I mean, listen, I told you before, I'm not putting my Mavic 3.
Drone will fly, thank you.
I'm not putting my Mavic 3 on that controller, but I would like to see the Air 2S capable of being used on that controller.
Right, they would sell so many more fucking those radios.
Yo, but you know what though? As you know, the issues that was with that whole setup when it first dropped. That that drone, man, she really gets out there. That little mini 3.
Yeah.
It's a fighter. I don't know. I you know.
How do you like it personally? I mean, you got to use it on a job. You got to use the Mini 3 on a job, an actual paying job. How did you like it for that situation?
I felt that the Mavic 3 would have gotten me better shots
Right.
for where and what I was doing and what I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the restrictions that was put on me. It worked. It worked for what it was, what it was good for. I mean, it worked. Like I said, I would have been able to get better shots with the Mavic 3, yeah. But the Mini 3 is quite capable. It'll, when I first flew it and I saw what was happening with it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what, I'm not going to fly too far away. But now, you put that thing out there. I mean, you can't see it after a certain couple of 100 feet anyway. So what the hell difference?
The thoughts on the non-mini?
And don't tell me, guys, that you can see that shit fucking 2,000 feet,
No, you can't.
feet away, 400 feet away. It's too damn small.
In answer to Half Drone Will Fly's question, thoughts on the non-pro Mini 3? It's a drone without obstacle avoidance, and I'm going to tell you, Half Drone Will Fly. I started out flying drones without obstacle avoidance, so it's not a problem for me. I know how to fly in manual. I know how to fly in acro. I've had drones. I've had a guy flying a Mavic Pro 1, and it go into ADI mode, and as it's flying away from me, him hand me the control and say, I can't control a drone. And I was able to bring it back because I could fly a drone. But I could fly a drone in ADI mode, which is most important. Most people don't know how to fly a drone in ADI mode because they've never experienced ADI mode unless their drone has lost connection.
Well, there are some people who fly their drones, and if you look at the sticks on the drone, it's yam to one side when they would yam it to the other side. So no, they wouldn't. A guy that flies like that would have trouble with ADI mode.
Yes. Yeah. And unless you know how to turn the drone around and hit throttle or brake, it's flying in ADI mode.
You gotta move the sticks nicely with you in ADI mode. You can't just
Could we see longer flight times? Week. He's asking, could we see longer flight times because of less sensor?
Well, that's what I don't know.
It has to do with weight factor. That's actually a good question.
Well,
is there a way to force ADI mode on the Mavic 2? All I know is
see longer flight times. Who knows?
With Answer's Copper State,
it's going to be the same drone.
Yeah,
the same
minus
drone,
the sensors.
Body. Right, the sensors just won't be working.
If it does add to the flight time, I don't think
this is all from rumor. I can't honestly tell you anything because the drone's not out, and I'm not working with DJI or for them to have that information. It's all going to be speculation, no matter who tells you it.
And an answer,
but we can assume and surmise because the guys that leaked this, and I told this to Lawrence, we would, like I said, a lot of the stuff we talk about this stuff before the show even starts. These guys, Deals and Osita LV,
yes,
that's DJI's marketing and promotions department.
Right.
It's done to start a cult factor, just like Apple did with these guys that go, the new iPhone is coming out. iPhone. They're going to stand outside the store for weeks, waiting for the store to say, we're going to put it on sale. Sony does the same thing with the PlayStation. They got these fools standing online. They coming out. I heard this store got 2. Yeah, we got, well, it was like 800 of us online. Yeah, but they got 2. We gonna get one.
But hold on, in answer to Copper State Aerial's question, is there a way to force an ADI mode on the Mavic 2 drone? I'm going to tell you how you can get your drone. Well, maybe I shouldn't, but
a magnet over the top of the drone.
If the drone cannot acquire satellites, usually this is indoors or underground someplace, that it will take off an ADI mode. Now, for those of you who don't know what ADI mode is, do not. I'm saying do not do this because you can fuck your drone up and break it. Okay, hold on.
Well, you'll still have positioning, but you'll still hover, but she'll drift.
Yes. That's what ADI mode is.
When you move the drone, she will move in the direction that you move it in, but she will drift.
Yes, that's ADI mode.
Designed to soft move so as that you get the most cinematic movement that you can find. Because she's a soft movement.
As far as
designed for like stick one way.
If you force an ADI mode situation, I mean, you could probably
take a magnet over the top of it.
No, because we know what a GPS is, you could probably take a metal plate, a little 1-inch metal thin piece of metal, and put it, or a magnet, and put it over your GPS, and then you will not have GPS lock, and you will be in ADI mode. I highly suggest you don't do this. You don't force your bird to go into ADI mode, but it's good to know how to fly ADI mode because without GPS, the drone will drift.
Well, if you got a Phantom 4 Pro, you guys try to kick around a lot in your verbiage, you can
Phantom 4 Pro
into ADI mode.
The Phantom series,
Phantom series, period.
You were able to cut off GPS mode and put it in ADI mode. And the reason we did that was because if the wind was blowing at 23 miles per hour and I wanted to catch a cinematic shot moving in one direction, I could cut off GPS, and in ADI mode, it would
let the wind drift the drone?
And let the wind carry the drone like that. Yes, you could do that. But nowadays you can't. Everything is GPS lock. I mean, unless you're flying indoors. Right? Hey, drone guy, Rhode Island, what's up, Billy? Hope all is well.
I flew the Mini 2 in here.
And she was drifting.
Yeah, in ADI mode.
Yeah.
You got to know how to bring it down, though.
This is true.
She'll drift on the descent,
I don't suggest trying this in the house. Hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I'm going to play it anyway.
Fly it in the house. What is it? Oh, I can't hear.
All right, hold on. If I can pull this up. Disclaimer. Let me see if I can turn it up to about 95%. Hold on. The views and opinions tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everybody on the panel and or in the chat. Yes. And I'm only saying that because we don't want you to crash. You'd be like, that fucking Lawrence said if I put a metal plate over, I could get ADI mode. And
but I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Those of you guys that got the Avata, right? They say it's an indoor drone. How do you acquire satellites indoors? Dun, 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 dun.
Good question.
And while you're working on that answer,
hey Bob,
we'll move along. Hey Bob, what's going on? While you guys are working on the answer to that one, we'll move right along to
yes, we will.
You know what, Lawrence?
Yeah,
SIRAS, and I'm not talking about the guy from the Warriors. Teledyne FLIR.
I got it queued up.
Yeah, Teledyne FLIR. You know the guys. You know who FLIR is. You know the world leader in thermal cameras.
Yeah. Do you want me to show this video?
Huh?
You want me to show it?
Sure. And we all know that they've been supporting the world's leading drone manufacturers with their thermal technology. So now Teledyne FLIR presents SIRAS.
Introducing SIRAS, a secure
You know,
Can you hear it?
Cyrus, it's low, but Cyrus.
Hold on. I can fix that. Let me just reshare. Hold on. I just found out I have to hit escape. Go here, share computer sound.
Okay.
There it is.
It's gonna kill us now.
Let's see if that works. Record on this computer. Sound. Hold on. All right, let's see if that'll work. I don't know if it will. If not, we'll give it a shot. Share. Here we go. Here it is. Share sound.
Yeah.
Introducing SIRAS.
Is that better?
A secure infrared aerial system from Teledyne FLIR. The leaders in thermal technology. Whether you're flying public safety missions, preventative maintenance programs for utilities and heavy industry,
I got it at 24.
or inspections and surveys, the IP54 rated SIRAS has what your mission needs.
Okay. Cyrus. This is optimized, for industrial utility work. This drone is good for, they claim is good for inspections, public safety, firefighting. What else they want? Search and rescue missions.
Mm-hmm.
This drone is quite capable. Let's look at something that they talk about here with this drone. And this is what really got me with this drone when they started getting into the nitty-gritty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Connect and airborne in 60 seconds.
Yes.
Cyrus is IP54 rated with a dual view TV 128 radiometric thermal payload, 16 megapixel camera.
We're getting to that, Copper.
Right? 16 megapixel camera, 128 times zoom with FLIR's MSX technology. This thing has up to 31-minute flight time, which is not too bad. No geofencing.
Yes.
No geofencing.
Number one selling
that way,
point.
There's nothing that stops you from doing the work that you need to do.
Yes, like a DJI drones. Keep going.
It has a front-facing radar for obstacle avoidance. Dual band connection, so is that you have rock solid connection throughout your flight. And the data, and then the data storage is on an SD card. There is no cloud connection needed whatsoever. It's hot swappable batteries and it's quick payload swappable. So this thing here actually needs no actual what do you call it? What they say?
No Lance authorization.
That you don't, huh?
No Lance authorization. This
right,
is
to be able to use it. This is actually for basically people who are mainly working in the police department and other forms of business where they need to be able to take off in certain areas,
right,
where they wouldn't be able to.
Mm-hmm. Where DJI drone may have to request access through Lance
or not
to take off.
Period.
It may not be able to take off at all, which is not a good thing at all. Well, I just want to reiterate by saying the key selling factor on this, and Copper State was asking what is the selling price of this. I was waiting for you to go into it.
Well, I didn't get to that yet. I'm still going under this because they because what and this is one of the things that I actually was looking for with it too, and I actually didn't want to look at the price on it. And where I wanted to know was this manufactured here in the United States, but it's a collaboration with the manufacturer of the Coretronics International Robotics Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
in Taiwan, but the payload integration and the quality control of the drone is
Yeah.
done here in the United States. Um, the selling price for this comes in right in with everything else of its nature at $9,695.
So it's basically $10,000, which puts
Right.
it in the same price range as the DJI M30, except the DJI M30 in certain areas might not be able to take off due to flight geofencing. So
Well,
major selling
maybe
point
not.
on, but see, you forgot to mention also Teledyne FLIR has
Maybe
been
not.
selling their cameras for everybody's drone
So
but their own.
that was the first thing that I said.
Oh, well, repeat it again.
I
Repeat it
said,
again,
you
Dan.
know, Teledyne FLIR, they're the leader in FLIR camera, in thermal camera technology, and you know that they have been selling their their thermal camera technology to the world's leaders in drone manufacturing. That was one of the first things I said.
Bob Casey, where did you put that? I'm scrolling through the crowd.
What do you do?
I'm looking. Bob Casey wants me to get rid of something,
What?
and I'm looking through the chat to
Who? What?
get
Somebody
rid of
said
it.
what? What happened?
One Vision Aerial. He wants to delete his email. So
Who?
basically, yeah, 15,000 caches. But the difference is this comes set up and ready to go. You can get in the air in less than a minute.
Well, that's because it doesn't need a what do you call it? You don't have to set up a whole profile.
Right.
Like, you know, with DJI,
Yes, you have to have a cloud account. You need to have a
right.
business account. All these accounts to make this bird work.
I'm just saying, you see, like with DJI and those other things, you have to set up an account with it. You don't have to do that with this to get it to go.
Right. Well, I like the fact that it takes less than a minute to get in the air, and hot swappable batteries, meaning you do power down, you land and stop the props and switch out batteries. But
Yeah.
the fact
You
that
don't
there's
have to turn
it's
anything
for
off.
the serious people who don't need to stop and worry about geofencing at the moment. They may be searching for a child or somewhere outside a stadium. You won't be able to take off with a DJI drone next to that stadium unless you get Lance clearance, and that's not guaranteed.
You won't
This
get
is
it
guaranteed.
because you won't get it because of the TFR.
Yes, exactly. And which
Basically,
FYI, I want to point out, DJI says if you contact us and let us know that there's a TFR someplace and it's not supposed to be, we will do something about it. Bullshit, because I have a helicopter pad near me. The helicopter pad was for a local hospital. The hospital has been closed down for 10 years, and it still shows on the map as an active heliport. It still lets you know
You
you're entering
reported
the
it,
zone
didn't
for a
you?
heliport landing pad.
You reported it, didn't you?
Yes, 3 times,
So they're aware of it.
6 years, and it's still there.
But they're aware of it, though.
They're aware of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This guy
Eventually,
reported 3
before you
times
die,
that this heliport isn't active. Eventually, before I die. Listen to this guy.
eventually, before you died, or that building crumbles, they will fix it. It's
I
the
certainly
government.
hope so.
It's the
But
government.
if you guys want to check out this drone in detail,
If you have
there's
an
the link.
idea now, unless it's to take money from the people,
Yeah.
it takes a long time to get ideas across with the government.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
I
if
know.
you come up with an idea that's going to take money from the people, they'll put it out in weeks.
Taking over the flight of an aircraft not being in pilot in commands is illegal, and some U.S. lawyers should sue their pants off. Many drone pilots have been landed over water, people, and God knows what else.
What
We're saying
happened?
it's illegal for them to have that on their drones. Are we saying it's illegal for them to have no? No, I'm not saying
it's illegal for them to not have geofencing on their drone. But it's actually a good thing because they gear this drone towards the
Making
serious
you more responsible.
saying you're a responsible person. You're going to use this drone for search and rescue. You're going to use this drone for building mapping or whatever you're going to use it for. It's on the same level as the DJI M30.
Right, but I think that was more targeted towards the police and other people in those sectors, because now there are steps that they don't have to worry about.
Right. And often, and you'll find out, living here in New York, you'll find out TFRs pop up randomly. Like this on this weekend is 9/11. So you have the vice president coming into town.
And you'll probably get that message coming up before that day comes.
Yes. In fact, that makes me want to go check SkyVector now.
I didn't get an email yet.
You didn't get an email yet, right?
No, still
okay. It's too far out. It's definitely too far out. And for those of you, and here's a little each one teach one something. For those of you who are not familiar with SkyVector, you should become very familiar with it because it shows TFRs all over the United States, etc. And I'm zooming into New York.
You'd hate to jump in the car and drive somewhere, and when you get there, there's a TFR.
Exactly, because an important official is in town. Like we know on the 4th, not on the 4th, on the 11th, that the vice president is going to be in town. Now, the only TFRs that they have right now is this right here, which is security. It's a weather station, and there's a baseball game tonight, Yankees and Twins. There's TFR there. The game begins at 19:05, which is 7:05 to Zulu, 19:05 Zulu, right. TFR is effective 18:05 until 23:05. So they usually start 2 hours before the game and 2 hours after the game, but this is information and stuff that you need to know, plain and simple. Zooming in even more, this goes to 107 pilots reading these sectional charts and stuff. You see Manhattan, there's a no-fly zone. There's different stuff you can learn from just learning how to read a sectional map.
1,800 feet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah. But just getting back, so DJI is basically shooting your drone out of the air when they take over your flight. No, DJI does not take over your flight. There were two things you're misunderstanding, Tony. There were two things that happen to your drone when you run into a geofence or an area that's geofenced. And most of the time, and I've experienced this myself, I've run into, I have to pull a camera up so I can see my hand on screen, but I've run into a geofence and you hit the geofence, and what happens is the drone will slide along the outside of the geofence and won't go in. Right. Yes, it is available on Android and iPhone. Now, there are some situations where I've heard of people running into geofences and their drone going into a landing. There is no software that I know out there, or no geofence that I know out there personally, that will force your drone to land. If it did go into a forced landing, it may be because it was the drone is confused. It says, "Hey, I don't know why."
Because they were in the geofenced area and didn't and needed to be there and didn't leave.
Right.
They flew into it from either above it or
if a TFR opens in the airspace and
they don't just open up just like that.
No, that's not true, because
they're not a window. They don't just open up just like that.
Well, see, it says if a TFR opens in the airspace you are in, your drone will land, right? No. Herman and I, remember we flew Fleet Week?
I didn't
You remember
fly.
the time we flew Fleet Week, and the Fleet Week, the TFR was supposed to start at 3 or 4 p.m., but they started it early. From what we experienced, Tony, that did not happen. We were able to finish flying our drones, but when we landed, we saw that the TFR was up. So if the TFR goes up while you're flying, and that's just me and Herman, it may have happened different for someone else, but we were flying an hour or two before the TFR was supposed to go up, and somehow they started the TFR early, right, Herman? You remember that?
TFRs do not just pop up.
Yeah, they are. They usually activated prior to when they say. But our drone was not forced to land. And Jody says, I live less than a quarter mile from the airport, and the only warning only a warning zone comes up. It's one of the biggest flight schools in the US. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they get a threat to return to home if you enter into the zone. But these guys entered into the zone at that altitude that they shouldn't be in. Yes. And they end up getting sent into either return to home or land.
Right. Now, all of the times that I've run into a geofence, even with my 3DR Solo, with all of my drones and National Guard base, it has stopped at the end of airspace. Okay, well, it's starting 3 p.m. and you are in airspace at 2:59, it pops up. If you're in the air already, I believe you will not be affected. Don't correct me if I'm wrong.
True. That's not necessarily true. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If it's gonna happen at 3 o'clock, right? Ask yourself this one, Tony. If it's gonna happen at 3 o'clock, why are you there at 2:59? Are you pressing the issue? Are you playing? You're playing your luck? Well, which one is it?
No, but like we said, it happened and we had no idea. We were not affected. We were both flying Phantom 4s, Phantom 4 Pros, and after landing,
well, that's how I knew, because when I went to take off, it showed that.
Right, it went to take off again. Right, you were swapping out a battery.
You were still flying at the time. Now, like I said, they don't just pop up.
Right.
You know when they're gonna happen.
Pretty much. But
nowadays they're even more. The information on them are even more available to everyone.
Oh yeah, he's saying. No, I'm sorry, Tony. He's saying not everyone knows. This is true. This is very, very true. But as you hear, when Herman came in to land and swap out his battery because you powered the drone down, when he powered back up, you'd see the TFR
and that was a couple of years ago. Thank you, Bob.
Showing us is fine. Preventing us or taking control is what is wrong. I have not heard of anyone's drone being taken control of, but I have heard of drones forced landing. Well, I've heard of different types of drones.
Control of your drone is as simple as it going into a triggering of return to home when there is no issues of
Wayne.
Of signal connectivity.
If he said, Wayne B says, if they do a pop-up, it's very rare. Because I'm going to tell you, the vice president's coming this weekend. The no-fly zone is there.
And you know it's going to be there.
Yeah, it's there.
So when those guys say they don't know.
Okay, I'm going to show you something on Sky Vector right here real quick to show you what I'm talking about. Right now, there is no TFR. You have your local Class B airspace here. Class B airspace. Yankee Stadium has a TFR because of the game.
Right.
Now, it shows you the time that it starts and the time that it begins. Now,
TFR right there.
Now, here's JFK International Airport right here. Okay. The TFR starts at this airport, and virtually, believe it or not, the TFR basically follows the vice president and the president. So they have one here and they have a moving TFR to protect them while they're moving. But until I see something here, I'm not worried about it. But I can guarantee she's supposed to be here on 11th. So probably on the 8th, it'll be active, which is that Saturday night.
No, they usually they have them pinpointed now to usually about the right time.
Well, wherever she's traveling
In
to,
the
she's
past,
supposed to
they
go
were
to the
too
9/11
wide.
memorial. She's going to Manhattan on that day.
Right. So that means that anyone flying in New
Between
York City
yeah,
is grounded.
between
Even though
JFK
Coney Island will
and
be still wide open.
yes, Class G airspace, yes. Which is funny, but it's that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they do have Sky Vector for your cell phone. They do have a Sky
They
Vector
do.
app. Yes. It's informative.
Yes, they
I
do.
mean,
Yes,
if
they
you
do.
don't know, if you don't know, like you said, Tony, then that's it's our job to teach people who don't know.
No, yeah, they do. I mean, listen, I advise people to find out wherever. See, a lot of guys, a lot of drone pilots are stubborn. They're really they're like cats. They're like, they want to do what they want to do. Sometimes a little bit of conforming, goes a long way. When you have numbers, you have more power.
Mm-hmm.
Organizations like you guys don't like the AMA.
Yeah.
They send out emails to all of their members, letting them know whenever.
Letting you know when TFRs are in effect.
So they know. You just don't know because you want to be what you want to be, But if you're a member, you get those emails. Now I know a lot of guys say that, and where I live on the AMA field, they don't let the drone pilots fly. Here in New York, the AMA fields, those guys fly drones too.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. A lot of them do. In fact, sometimes they use the drones to go search for the planes that went down, which happens quite often.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess New York is different, but a lot of the guys that fly in the AMA, I'm an AMA member. Before I got deep into drones, I was an AMA member. So I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
it's almost that time. Not quite, almost.
Not quite, but you know what's funny though, Lawrence? Is that age-old thing, that one thing that, we all know that in the drone community, many people have found many different solutions and things to do with drones and come up with different things. But Lucid seems to have found another way of using a drone to solve an age-old problem. Was it where are these guys at? They're in Charlotte.
Lucid,
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, for those
Company?
of you who don't know the bio, Lucid is a drone company that after COVID started spraying stadiums, decontaminating stadiums.
Well, check this out. Let me set this thing up here for you. Lucid, right? Because that was all part of the whole thing here. Lucid, they didn't actually start out with spraying stadiums. Lucid actually came out with the idea of using this drone for window washing. The idea of the stadium came up because once they came up with the idea and was ready to launch with the whole window washing, with actually not a power wash system, but with a soft wash system, with a solution that kills mold and the root of the mold, this whole drone window washing process that they came up with, that this thing could actually, with a hose, elevate to the height of a 10-story building, and is able to soft wash the building with the cleaning chemical that is not harmful to the building's surface, or to splashing of anything of any kind on people, but this
Yeah.
chemical is actually capable of killing mold that gets into the cracks and the crevices. So, like I said, it's a soft wash. It's not a power wash that needs to have direct hard spray to be able to loosen up the dirt. This
Right.
chemical is capable of loosening up the dirt. Now, when they came up with this idea, it was right at the heart of the pandemic. And that's what derailed them. And they came up with the idea of using the system to spray the disinfectant to clean stadiums. Now that they're no longer doing that, they went back to what they were doing before and came up with a whole window washing system with this drone to be able to wash windows on buildings.
I misunderstood.
Yeah. So it was a good idea, great story. I thought it was interesting when I heard that. But yes, you're right, Lawrence. It is about that time. Wow, it's time fly when you're having fun.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Lucid's there, they're
right.
spraying and splashing around and doing a good thing.
What happened?
I said, no, I said Lucid. They're spraying and splashing around and having a good old time washing windows with the big sponge.
Listen, somebody's got to do it.
And it's funny because the whole idea came because the guy who came up with the idea saw some window washers up there on the side of the building cleaning the windows.
Doing what they call white knuckling. They were holding on with one hand while the rig was banging against the building, and they were cleaning the windows. Right.
You know.
So hey, funny? JDS, how are you, bro?
I can ask you a question, and I guarantee you get the wrong answer.
What?
If you're on a scaffold on the side of the building, right, and you feel a scaffold.
Oh, see, no, you can't ask me because I already know the answer. You can't ask me. Here's an answer. Here's a question for you guys in the chat. I already know the answer to this one. You got me already on it.
And the scaffold feels like it's moving away from, like it's moving away from the building. What do you do?
All right, repeat. He's repeating. Here's the situation. You're on the scaffold,
and the scaffold feels like it's moving away from the building, right? Like it's moving. What do you do?
Yes. Yes. What do you do in a situation like that? And Herman caught me with that because you would be surprised at the answer.
Moving towards the building or only towards the scaffold until this way. So if you move away from the building, the scaffold will level itself out.
Right, but natural instinct
will tell you moves to the inside, right? And then tip the scaffold over the other and fall in between the building and the scaffold,
says
right?
Jump.
No,
it's
you
that
move
time, bro.
Move to the outer railing of the scaffold and it'll move itself.
It's that time. I was handed a small bowl with a sample in it.
Oh, excuse me. But anyhow.
So I know it's that time.
How you know it's that time? You're eating already? Well, check this out. I guess we'll be back again on Sunday, right? With some new and interesting things to talk about.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty sure we will.
So I guess with that being said, I hope you guys had fun. Hey, who's that?
Yes.
JDS. Oh, what's up, JDS? I missed you, man. I see you got man. Wow, I missed a lot. Anyway. I'm sorry that I didn't see you, but like I said, we'll be back on Sunday with some new and interesting stuff to talk about. Thank you guys all for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate you all, and we'll see you next time. I guess,
on Sunday, I hope.
Yeah, on Sunday, yeah. So Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Everyone have a great evening. Thank you, Susan. You as well. Stay blessed and not stressed.
Sunday. See you later.
Goodbye.
Good night,